MakingStarWars.net.
Hey, YouTube.com. I'm Jason Moore from MakingStarWars.net. We're starting early because you should have been done by now. You should have started it on time. I went to Jack in the Box. The drive-through was closed. We went to another Jack in the Box and still started on time. So I don't know what your excuse was, but now it's time. So how's everybody doing? Everybody's awake. Max quit.
Is that in general for the chat? Max not doing so good.
Max figured that sounds good, so I think she just fucking bolted. But yeah, so yeah, that was it was quicker than I thought it would be in certain ways. Also, thank you for asking me for the last 5 days if it's an hour and 45 minutes, and I kept telling you it wasn't. I'm glad about that, but the big like spoiler twist for me was they took Qui-Gon. I mean, everyone's talking about Qui-Gon, but they took Qui-Gon out of the duel and made that Luke and Leia. When he's in the hole, he sees Luke and Leia, and he's like, "Oh, this is why I got to do it," instead of Qui-Gon Jinn. But Qui-Gon did come, so and that scene still played exactly like we thought. So I was like, okay, interesting, right? Max says device not connected. That's really strange. But anyways, yeah. So and then they also didn't mention Padme in the duel, but they had the scene where he talks about Padme to Leia, which probably is better. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Could I have used a bigger duel? Yeah, sure. Could I have used it being 20 more minutes of the duel? I could. But I will say I think that it for me, the main stuff was there. Like the main big stuff that would have been in that elongated 20-minute duel, all of that stuff was in that fight. And then also in terms of having watched the show a lot compared to the other duel, and that it did feel bigger than what it was. I think you know what I mean, or like bigger than it was. What's going on tonight? We're losing everybody. But yeah. So James, what'd you think?
Weird night.
What, you didn't like it?
I was pleasantly surprised because obviously I've. What's that?
Whoa.
No, obviously I've been pretty critical of the show up to this point, and so this was a pretty strong finish for me.
Yeah.
Like everything's kind of buffering and stuff. Are you getting this on your end too?
I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm. Things appear okay on my side, but it does.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally kicked me out. So.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's not too bad for people in the chat. Everybody's back.
Hopefully not.
I think.
Hey, gang's all here.
Hey, Max, where were you? Oh, you're supposed to say, what took you so long? I was always here. Max? We can't hear you, Max. Rob, so what did you like it, Rob, or was it par for the course for you?
It's their best episode.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, this is the one. I mean, I'd say I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
There's some nitpicky stuff. Mostly my gripes are with the, there's just like, there's that, I'm going to get through the gripes so we can talk about all the good stuff because I have more good stuff than gripes. But the gripes would be like, it's that it's a Game of Thrones like thing where like, everyone's flying around the galaxy pretty quickly. Like I'm trying to figure out like Reva getting from the moon to I don't know, like I imagine it's not all happening at the same time, but the way it's edited,
I don't, on this one, on the end one, I like Obi-Wan going to Alderaan. It's sort of a who gives a shit. Could have been fucking 3 months to get there. At the end of the day, it could have been like a day. It could have been hours or minutes. Like it's one of those ones where it doesn't matter because the tension has been released, like from the story. At least that's how I view it. But what I thought was cool was I was talking about it earlier on, like Lola and Leia wanting that little kid toy. wanting to be like a kid and do kid stuff when she has responsibilities is kind of what leads her down the rabbit hole, kind of what leads her out into the forest, and then when the bad people get her and she's taken from home. And then I liked in the story how she, when Lola turns evil and is hacked or whatever, Leia doesn't even tell anybody, but Leia goes and deals with it. She fixes the gate, she fixes Lola, and then she does everything right. And then at the end episode, finally, she puts Lola in Kenobi's pocket. She's like, I don't need this shit, you do. And then, you know what I mean? Which is like I thought a really sweet, very good kind of like, it showed that Leia grew up somewhat throughout this story. And then, but then also kind of cool when she wears it in the holster because she can't have a gun, because she can't give kids guns, they'll shoot your face. So yeah, Max, we can't hear you still. Your audio is off. Your audio is broken, like Roken. Oh, and how'd you guys like that moment with Roken? He's all, I'm just getting started. Told you. I told you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, fuck yeah, I can hear you now. We got some bass.
I just said was very inappropriate, so it's a good thing that I.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what I said? No, you don't.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, I do.
Only in Texas.
Yeah, tell us. Oh. But yeah. So I guess Leia's but the Kenobi moments with in terms of it being like a character piece, fucking great. Like the conversation with Anakin, and the conversation with I remember thinking like, oh, so that's why he thinks he's more machine than man, twisted and evil. Like they really sold that well. Like that was a convincing conversation for Obi-Wan Kenobi to lead with that conclusion.
And even the other part, I'm sure we'll talk about.
What part? I don't know what you're talking about, so talk about it.
Whenever you need me again, I'll be here or whatever. Kind of implying the whole, like, to kind of squash the whole. Years ago, you served my father in Clone Wars, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It was it. I think that kind of like.
Are you saying they might make another story? Like,
no.
like maybe they'll go back in time with the time machine and give this idea to this 33-year-old filmmaker.
Time machines don't exist.
No. Oh, okay. That'd be cool though if they did that.
Yeah.
Max has never met Madman Markham.
When it comes to the Reva, were you guys happy with sort of her general arc and how it ended? I mean,
I'll let you guys talk first.
Okay, well,
I know what I'm going to say.
Okay,
no, I'm going to go say.
Well, no. I thought that it was actually a kind of in terms of character. I thought it was a pretty honest ending.
Mm-hmm.
She's just fucking just crying. She's like, I just can't do it. I failed everybody. I can't fucking do anything. And he's like, oh, hey, you're free. Oh, and by the way, Beru bitch slapped you. We all laughed really hard. Rewinded it one time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, girl. At first, my mind was like, "Oh, bitch fight, girl fight."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just gonna say it. I did like it. I am now kind of having to kind of rewatch everything because all of this is new. Mm-hmm. It's new information to us, so I have to process it a little bit differently than what I didn't know before. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
You mean no. because like where Reva ends up if you watch it again?
No, just like minus watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't know about, like in the past, like watching A New Hope for the very first time, and now watching this show, kind of filling in the blanks.
Yeah,
and making it kind of make sense. I mean, it looks cleaner now compared to, 1977 and blah, blah, blah. So,
Max, you're
shut
aware
up, Rob.
Of special editions? Like, you're aware of this? Like...
Yeah, I know.
What year?
Even then, I was like, I don't like that.
You got to reconcile all this. I envy you. You know, I wish I could easily forget. You know?
No, but
like,
you know what I'm talking about. Like I have to,
No,
I have to look at and see the like the Inquisitors and be like, oh, okay.
You can pretend
well,
they don't exist.
yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't
No,
affect those movies.
I don't mind that they exist. It's just
Oh,
like,
okay. All right.
I
no,
like
it's
the
just more
idea
of like,
I read that wrong.
of the Grand Inquisitor and Darth Vader hanging out when I saw that stuff, because he's like Vader, how will we do sick burns on them if you let them go?
It's that giant gold pin now. I can't not see it, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at like, stop looking at the gold pin, Rob. You know, it's like there's nothing gold on a Star Destroyer. You know, it's so weird. It stands out. Like
it's the Grand Inquisitor merit badge.
Look, it's a petty gripe, but you just look at it like, hey, you guys really sticking to that one, huh? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I want Kylo Ren to pull that one out in the next episode 10 and be like, you know,
Look, I'm the Grand Kylo Ren. Grand Kylo Ren. I'm back.
Renquisitor. I'm the Renquisitor, right? Like,
the Renquisition begins today.
You know, man, we almost got that with Trevorrow, right? With the guillotine and stuff. Very close. Very, very close.
That's true. Hey,
yeah, but the
Charles.
All the fights and stuff, it was great. It was really fantastic. I thought they nailed the lighting. The music was, you know, it was all on. It was all on point. You know.
Charles says San Francisco Star Wars fans will love this. I'm not critical, and I dig this episode.
His volume just
your audio just dropped out.
Audio dropped out. What's going on tonight?
Okay.
What's going on tonight? Okay.
It's like you got cracked in the helmet, Jason.
Yeah.
That was a really good scene.
I killed Jason. Charles, thank you for the super chat. And he says, San Francisco Star Wars fans will love this. I'm not critical, and I dig this episode, but The Last Jedi is Studio 54 Star Wars fans like Jason. Okay. All right.
What the hell? Studio 54 was in New York, you nitwit.
I don't know.
You mean Ghirardelli fans will be? Come on, man. You know, like pretend like you travel.
If they got any of that shit Flea was on, I'll take it.
You gotta talk some shit. You gotta get your references up, Charles. We appreciate it. I like the jokes. Needs to go back.
Is Charles talking shit? Because I have a hard time understanding sarcasm when I'm getting paid for it.
He's in charge. Because he's in charge. Once you're in charge.
Yeah.
See, there's a reference that makes no sense.
Guess what I ate during
growing
pains
pains
at the end?
Huh?
Guess what I ate?
A Kirk Cameron sized shaped pizza.
Guess.
Saved by the Bells?
No, guess. Correct.
Soy tacos.
Tracy Gold's lunch from 1987.
And what else?
Hey, I got.
Whoa, sorry. I'm bringing all the growing
Taco
pains.
Bell. Oh my god.
Oh, okay, Taco Bell's good.
Even though it was
soy
like
tacos.
it's a little cold, I ate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the Grand Inquisitor eats his Taco Bell cold too. As the truth says, tears in my eyes. Vader and Obi-Wan talking. Obi-Wan telling Leia about her parents. Qui-Gon returning. Even with the leaks, it is surreal.
I did cry a bit.
When I can't lie though, guys, when they changed Qui-Gon from the Obi-Wan being buried moment to the twins being the moment that gives them the strength to throw the shit off to get like back in the fight, I started to get really nervous that they removed Qui-Gon to save him for the next season. I was like,
yeah.
No, I started thinking, oh shit, that's what they're saving it all. They changed Rob, they changed it all. But
they showed the Emperor.
And the Emperor was something I talked about that today. I have so many times about that one.
I didn't hear that. I mean, I didn't get to watch the show, so
no. Just today on Santa's show, someone's like, "What?" I think it was on Santa's show. Someone's like, "What are the chances?" I'm like, 1%. And then somebody was like, I think I don't remember who it was now. But they're like, well, you know, they could have done it and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's not that easy though, because you can't just like easily do the hologram. You still got to film Ian McDermott as Palpatine in the makeup. Like the makeup was a little light.
He looked more like Empire, like the first Emperor in Empire. Like it was
Florida.
a lot. Well, he was
Yeah.
slimmer.
I was almost wondering if it was like completely CGI, if like it was even Ian McDermott at all, because it just looked, and it's hard to say because it looked kind of janky, and I couldn't tell if it was
No,
the
he's in the
makeup.
credits. It's him.
No, yeah, he's in the credits.
Sure, as the voice, sure, but
Yeah.
but
No,
does
that's
that
his
mean he
face,
was
man.
actually in the
He's
flesh
slimmer,
playing the
like
Emperor? Or was he doing mocap and they
Well,
just put, you know?
The
I
last
think
time we
it was
saw him, he was
light
a little
makeup,
bloated.
personally.
You know, he's been low carbonate for the last 10 years. You know,
Yeah.
so.
But he looks more like the one who played him in
Yeah,
The Empire Strikes
is
Back.
it Clive Revel? Is that his name? I can't remember.
I thought it was a
Clive
girl.
Revel.
Yeah. It was the
Clive, what's his
voice.
face?
It was the voice of Clive Revel, a woman in a chimp's eyes. So
It's a combination for you.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Lucas
Hell of a
smoked.
cocktail.
George Lucas was smoking some weed and had an idea, and they had to do it.
I can't put the cartoons up because the virtual camera broke, but when this thing crashed on me. But George would probably say, "That's it's always been the dream, you know, half monkey, half woman. Ever since I saw Planet of the Apes, I made it happen for me."
Imagine being that production meeting. Imagine being sitting there, listening to that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a chimp
and a duck with tits.
You
right?
fucking serious right now?
Yes.
Like I can imagine.
Howard the Duck.
Imagine the guy having to film that going, "We're doing what now? You want me to do what with the
Lucas
chimp?"
goes, "I dare you to complain. Someone talk some shit. Go ahead." Yeah. Ask John Deisker the last time he talked some shit.
Yeah. I was like where I thought that this was really, really effective in terms of like filmmaking and storytelling is the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, they're on the chessboard and their pieces don't really move. They can't. Like they're on the spaces that they're on, and that doesn't change. Not really. I mean, obviously, Obi-Wan's spirituality changes, his depression lifts, or his hope is returned, but their relationship can't. And they managed to get those guys in there to have the conversation. I thought that was masterfully written because it was effective and really nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could criticize it for nothing happening because it was so well done. I mean, I don't really, not logically. It's like they both express themselves and said where they're at.
Yeah.
And then like it's 10 year Star Wars prequel reunion. They got back together. What are you up to? I killed Anakin. I'm Darth Vader. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And then you know,
whether he's ready or not, right, Jason?
Right. But yeah, so I like that. And then on a side note, because I'm more, you know, obviously have watched way more Star Wars throughout my life than my son, or than his life than my son. I was like, man, Qui-Gon looked really, really old to me. And my son is just like, no, that looks just like Phantom Menace to me. I'm like, really? He's like, looks just like him. And I'm like, no, I know, but what I'm talking about is to a kid.
Yeah.
Right,
to a kid, it was just like, hey, that's him. What? You know?
Oh, and Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen were like spot on, like perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton kills it. Yeah,
they did really good.
Beru and Owen, they fuck. Like they really do. You could tell they get down. Like they don't fuck around. She was like, I'm your ride or die bitch. She like basically said that in Star Wars language at one point. And then she slapped Reva in the face. I was like, bitch. And I was like, what? I wasn't really sure they were going to do that much with
my favorite,
but they did it.
That was a good.
My favorite was when he goes, "Ben's gone." She's like, "Yeah, thanks for that." Like,
yeah.
I was like, "Thank you." Human reaction. That's exactly what my wife would be like. You know, you talk some shit, Rob. You got what you wanted. Fucking, you happy now?
Now we don't have
so many of us can relate to that conversation.
I am a little weird. Like, why did they hide the shotgun in the walls? Is that? I mean, they normally use those. They normally carry weapons, right? Like,
oh, that's Star Wars gun
rifle.
Star Wars gun safe.
Is that just to keep Luke away from?
I think so.
You know, Yeah.
I also kind of liked it was like a thinly veiled callback to the cutscenes. Thinly, I say it's loose, but like there used to be the thing about how Biggs and Luke would talk about how like his uncle could like defeat Tusken Raiders, and like, you know, he's got his shit down. Don't worry about him, Luke. Come with me. And then so you kind of see that like, yeah, he is that guy. Like they did give him that side to him. Like he fought an Inquisitor. So when you get down to it, like at the end of the day, you have two things going on here though. You have Owen proving that he could beat some ass like a cowboy, and therefore Luke's okay without Kenobi living in the cave across the street like a fucking weirdo, watching them fucking poop with binoculars out in that house, you know? And then so like they got rid of that. But in doing so, they did lightly alleviate the fact that if they want Obi-Wan to have more missions, if they do want to do more with him, people could stop fucking asking, like, but when's what gonna happen to Luke? It's like Owen went up against an Inquisitor now. I found it convincing. I'm not really too worried about like if Walrus Man walks onto the farm, it's like, give me your shit, you know. I think Owen's probably gonna take care of it. Like,
he was like, I went through all this shit with both of your kids. You can take care of him.
Yeah.
So
the real hero here is the Skywalker's kid's ability to outrun any adult. You know, like that's the really theme of this story is them Skywalker kids can book it. You know, I fear chasing after children now in my old age. I don't think I could catch up.
Thankfully, Luke's run scene was not as bad as Leia's.
Right.
Like, thankfully, we didn't get that. That's what I was kind of afraid of, that we're going to have like a wah, wah, wah moment
and Luke
in there.
screamed too.
He did?
Yeah, when he rolled. When she pulled him out, she pulled him down.
What
He
if
screamed.
they should have gave him the Wilhelm scream? I'm just saying. You know?
For a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's the place to put it in.
And modulate it up a little bit, yeah.
The whole thing, like the whole consistent. I said this I think on another show. The fact of like Ben watching his best friend's brother's children and having a connection with them, like you know what I mean? Like, no, you don't know what I mean.
I don't know what you're talking about right now. I'm waiting for you to get to it.
Max, you have to finish at least half.
Shut up. No, I'm saying.
No, it's tacos.
No, it's the whole. No,
It
it's
is
the
the
whole. Shut up.
Max, was it the tacos or the tequila?
I didn't drink. I don't.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's just the whole thing of like him watching over his brother's friends, whatever, children, that he has that connection with, with them. And you're nodding at me like
I'm listening.
sarcastically.
No, I'm not. I'm like,
no, it's just
it's
a whole like. And I'll explain this later after the show, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But
well, you can spend it on the show, Max.
No, I cannot.
I mean, that's why we're here, Max.
James is laughing. No, he knows why. I'll tell y'all later.
Okay.
Max is like, I stayed up till 3 a.m. so I could tell you like a couple days from now during the day.
No, I'm gonna tell you after the show.
She's building suspense.
No, but it's just about like, okay, say it's your best friend, right? And you're watching. Okay, your best friend like kind of croaks, right? But then you're having to take care of his or her children.
Okay, so
or
you're like,
watch them.
I decided to be a godparent because I thought it was gonna get me like.
And you have that connection with them. Yeah.
You
have that connection with them, so that's why I'm watching this like from a different perspective. Like he's taking care of or watching Luke and Leia and having that connection of like,
right?
Your dad's dead, and I'm taking care of you. I'm watching over you guys.
When we say dead, we're doing the quotation marks, right?
Huh?
Like we're doing the quotation marks with dead, because they're all gonna meet him again later. Like he's gonna torture his daughter for fun.
Sure,
that's
Anakin,
coming up.
you killed yourself, Anakin. Okay, you're Kurt Cobain. Okay, no.
Going to torture my daughter with a drone. Like, all right.
Also, I thought very, very good writing that like in the earlier episodes, like I said, we kind of we didn't just get shit for the sake of like checkboxing, and they Chekhov's gunned the shit like the hell out of everything in it. So like if it said if the cousin says you're not an Organa, at the end he's like, well, your mom and dad were fucking great. And then she's like, don't care, this is my mom and dad. Like that right there, that whole moment right there goes back to the first episode. It's really tight. It's really tight storytelling. And like I said, I do feel like we can be critical of the execution of some of the visual look of the show in totality compared to film. But
well,
in terms
not
of writing,
even in this episode.
This episode
was
I
well
would
done.
say looked pretty good. Like,
That's what's frustrating.
Yeah, that's what's
Where
feels,
was this
I'll let
shit
you
last
finish, James.
episode?
Sorry.
I mean,
I think they hit their stride.
Just got their, that's what I was gonna say. I think they hit their. It feels like they hit
their dry spot.
stride. Like the music is the right blend between new stuff and mixing the themes and having a little bit of a, even if it's synth orchestrated. It like what was that? Spitfire, right? Spitfire does that like orchestrated stuff that they use it all on Queen's Gambit and stuff, dude. It's pretty good. It's pretty convincing. So it's fine. All that works great.
Yeah.
I do think though, like the ship moving the left and right while the Star Destroyer started shooting at it. It's like left and right, left and right, left and right. I'm like, that Tantive 4 couldn't even do that. Like whoever was piloting the Tantive 4 that day. Yeah, that guy needed to be fired. You could zig, man. You could just turn the ship.
I bet it was C-3PO, and he was just like, "I got to go get an escape pod." So just
no, it's Captain Antilles. Captain Antilles is a bitch.
He
apparently,
he fucking ate it.
He was a little,
he got killed.
I did fall in love with Lola. After all, she reminds me of a cat.
Yeah, I like I said, I liked Lola in the holster. Thought it was a nice action figure opportunity.
Because you're going to be getting at a Galaxy's Edge here pretty soon, Jason.
So I commented on the Obi-Wan Kenobi page on Instagram for Tala's character, saying that she was one of the best characters I felt in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was like, "You think so?" And like kind of started bantering with me. And someone came in and said, "It was like, look, it's their opinion, right?"
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, cool. I like her. I like her a lot.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if somebody came in and said, I don't know, Ice Cream Guy from Empire Strikes Back is my favorite character. I go, okay. And then I go about my day. But you have a lot of people who think that they're fighting Bill O'Reilly's cultural.
Yeah. And they're like, so Disney
Facebook.
or overall? And I'm like, overall.
Killing Kenobi, the new book by Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit, motherfucker. You remember when, I don't know if you remember, so I was working at Kinko's when Revenge of the Sith came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
was it like the Dave Chappelle sketch? You're like, nah, computer's down.
Yeah, matter of fact, I was there when that came out, and I put a picture of that. I blew it up on an oversize. I printed it out, laminated it, put it up in the back. I mean, we're talking like 94 inches by like, I mean, it was the biggest thing I could make, right? Fit the whole wall. And the manager came and was like, who the hell did this? I was like, I did. She was like, all right, that's fine. But what I was saying was we had this van I had to drive, and the fucking dude during the day, I was working nights, the guy at the day found a way to like lock the radio station so it was AM radio, So like I had to listen to AM radio because there was nothing else, and I didn't have a phone and shit. It was 2005, right? So Bill O'Reilly's on there talking about Revenge of the Sith. He's like, I interviewed George Lucas. I was the first one when Star Wars came out. And his fans were like, we don't care about Star Wars. Talk about the Democrats. Like he was really trying. Do you guys people want me to review the movie? Like, no, we hate Star Wars. This liberal shit.
He started. He started mentioning the moments when Anakin quotes George Bush. And he was like, I think it's just a coincidence. George Lucas gave Anakin Skywalker some of George Bush's lines, and that was a direct FU to the Republicans who started the Iraq and Afghanistan war. And then they did what they wanted to both have their Star Wars and their culture war at the same time. And they were a little confused for a few minutes, and then they just moved on. Sean Hannity, falafel, I don't remember. But
now they're trying to murder rhinos, so they've come a long way. Fucking losers.
but we don't worry. COVID did most of that for them. We got Palps though, and like I said, I really, really, truly didn't think we were gonna get Palpatine in this. Like I said, I asked so many times. I think they may have done some trickery to make that happen.
Yeah.
But I did say if it does happen, I will be fucking happy. I would be happy to be wrong on that one, and I'm very happy to be wrong on that one. You know what I mean? I was glad, but I will say. It was a little turtle head. It went back in, but the thing, but also, you know how I said that Beru and Owen are fucking, like definitely they fuck. I think Anakin and Vader are definitely fucking. I mean, Palpatine and Darth Vader are definitely fucking. He's like, I only serve you, girl. Like he was totally going all in. Like you're my mistress, Palpatine. He was going in hard on it. Like he was going in hard on it.
It was hard, even in hard. Come on, Jason.
Star Wars is hard. I mean, that's
hey, look, that's on a bingo card. It was difficult in high school when my best friend, we love Star Wars, his girlfriend just started like hyper focusing on Palpatine's, dialogue and Jedi. You want this? I was like, I get it. I know. Can we be a little more mature here? You feel it swelling. Okay, all right. Everyone laugh and shit.
Yeah.
Go watch The Craft again. Real serious film.
Yeah, it's
Why
serious
is
to
that
me
not?
when I was
Why is
16.
that not serious?
Yeah. But remember when that chick's hair fell out? That was crazy. But anyways,
I like
yeah. But Thomas Shane, thank you for being a channel member, Mr. Shane. Shane.
Luke was almost pulling a Shane.
He almost did pull a Shane, yeah.
Almost.
But so that was a very beautifully done episode, and I'm glad that you thought so because I thought so too. I mean, like really, like the only thing I could ask for more was just more. Like that, I know that's dumb, but I just wanted like I kind of wanted more. There to be more to it. Like I wouldn't have minded if things had gone on a little bit more. And I think like the bearing of the saber stuff was cut, where he takes all of this lightsabers and that he has, and Nari's is there, I think, or something, and like buries them. Like that stuff didn't happen. Couple of things. Yeah. I noticed a couple of things that were cut. When I watch it again, I'll try to like go through and like.
Didn't he move out of his cave and he's like, I'm
yeah.
Like, oh. He's like, you watch Luke. I'm done.
Yeah. He's moving up the east side.
I gotta say one thing that I think how you can negotiate this is that Mr. Jefferson is that it now that he's Obi-Wan again, now that he has the ability to pick up all the rocks and throw them at people like a Final Fantasy move. Now that he can do that, he could definitely move down the street and probably sense when Tusken Raiders are beating the shit out of Luke. I think that's if for the check boxers.
Yeah.
The people who are like, oh well, like his powers were only at a 92 midi-chlorians that day. Like what is this? Like those people, I'm gonna say, I think now that he's got his shit back together, I think it's okay that he goes and gets his own apartment.
I have to say that it was very good to see the whole like cracked helmet and the whole like meshing of Anakin and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
The voice. Because honestly, like we're separated from that. The whole, seeing Anakin versus Vader.
Yeah.
But to actually see it, like it made sense, and it was really good.
It's more effective than when we got the comic books or the video games stuff, and you see it because it's just the physical thing of, oh, here's the ball sack inside the suit. Like you're just like, okay, but the fact that it was Hayden, I think it might help some people see this as one character, who's gone through a change.
It did me because I had always found it a little bit difficult to think it was one person.
They already did it in Rebels.
Yeah,
but it didn't quite work as well because you have Matt Lanter doing the voice, and so it doesn't quite have the same.
Hey, effect. Snips, it's me,
right?
Anakin Skywalker. No,
so you don't get that Hayden Christensen voice. Yeah.
Hello there.
but
I
but
liked
it,
that.
but we were seeing Hayden and hearing Hayden like at the same time. Yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
And then Thomas says, I don't know, the Reva part towards the end got me emotional. I thought she did a good job. I think she really.
It's why I don't feel that there was any reason to do a mystery box out of the opening sequence. If they just completed the whole thing and show those kids get murdered, and then it looks like she's dead, you know, and it's like it settles, and then she like gets up and runs. You know what I mean? And then I don't know, like some way to like just show all that play out in the beginning, so at the end, you know, when she's seeing those flashes, you can really link that up versus doing it through like spotty editing. Like if it just had played all out as one giant scene. But I really love the way it worked in the end. That's the thing. Like it yeah, I thought it worked really, really well in this episode. Like
yeah, the thing about Reva is when we started off, like I want to watch the whole thing in one go pretty soon and then see if what I think about this aspect of it. And it's like her plan was clearly like on the table to kill Darth Vader. Like that's one of the things she wanted to do. That's not exactly exclusively a Reva dark side thing. They all want to kill each other. They all want to murder each other when they're sleeping at some point. They all do. It's like what they do. So a part of me is like, was the way that she went through with it always the plan for her? So was it a good idea to mystery box it so that way because maybe Reva doesn't know where she's at and until Kenobi confronts her with some hard truths of, are you going to let him do it again? And then her to go, I'm not, am I going to be him? And basically let him do it again. And so in a way I could kind of see where they were coming at this from as in writing maybe, but ultimately, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you make good points, Rob. So I'm like, kind of look at it like, yeah, but I like where it went. So either way, I'll go with it.
If they're going to mystery box it, they should have had her not be an Inquisitor and just have her kind of show up like, you know, is she on Kenobi's side or is she on Vader's side, and kind of do a mystery box of you don't know who this character is, what their motivations are, and you don't know if they're going to fucking try to kill you or help you. Then it makes sense to do a mystery box. But yeah, there was no need for it here. And I still think her story works better if it had been separated out and done in its own thing, and not part of the Kenobi show. I think it would have been better served if it was just set off to the side and they did their own. They did a Reva show, and had this, and they probably will now because she's still alive. So
yeah,
Rob said,
they'll do
"See ya,
something like that.
see ya, bitch."
Yeah, Rob had enough.
I think with Jack in the Box. Ryan says, where was Padme? So yeah, like I said, there were that was brought up in that last fight. Pretty sure it was that was accurate because
He didn't say anything about it, right?
No, those lines weren't in there, and like I said, Qui-Gon wasn't in the fight either. I have a feeling probably they like looked at what they had and were like, do we need to bring up Padme in the fight right now because it doesn't change anything? And then they probably were like, and then we're gonna have Padme brought up with Leia and Obi-Wan. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Leia and Obi-Wan scene was also a reshoot around August, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. And so maybe at some point Padme stuff was that bringing her up was just removed because he literally has the Padme moment with Leia. So
I noticed something.
What's that?
Obi-Wan's hair was like slicked back and then cut to another scene that was like down.
What? Movie magic.
No, I saw
the Force.
I saw it.
So the 5-speed ban is like, can anyone tell if Sidious was deep faked? So 5-speed ban is asking the same thing you are. I personally, like, when I looked at it, I really couldn't tell, but it looked like a different Palpatine. It didn't look like any Palpatine we ever had before.
He's been losing weight.
He's been, he's just, at this point, he's doing a lot of space coke. So
honestly, I swear to you, he looks more like Empire Strikes Back. Palpatine,
which they removed, and now it's Revenge of the Sith Palpatine.
Yeah,
and then it's like, but anyways, yeah. So honestly, at this point, can't tell. Don't know. His neck always looks weird, So,
But you
I
know
thought
what?
it was-
He can fluctuate with his weight.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
fat.
given the
skinny.
fact that he showed up as a hologram, and that gives you a lot more leeway in terms of you don't have to have the
paint it in the
image.
same.
Yeah, if you showed up in the flesh, you'd have to get it spot on. But as a hologram, they probably could have defected it. It probably would have been way easier than to get Ian McDermott, put him in the makeup, do all that for one little scene.
Yeah.
But wasn't he saying
if
that
they
he
can
was
get away
in
with
it?
it, they would.
Or wasn't he hinting that he was in it?
Yeah.
Well, his voice was. It was definitely his voice. There's no doubt about that. So,
Yeah.
you know, is he in it? Sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be physically in it, you know.
Yeah. Star Wars HG says, do you have any new information about season 2? Because now I really want one where he is trained by Qui-Gon Jinn. And yeah, I mean that's if there is technically a season 2, like we had the series end with Roken saying, I'm just getting started. We had Obi-Wan telling Reva, now you're free, your life's whatever you make of it. Kind of give her a Doc Brown Back to the Future to Marty ending there. And then we go over to Qui-Gon is like, we ready? We got shit to do. So they like
there's a lot of open.
They really did set this up to I honestly don't expect it to go into production this year, but I think we would probably seem pretty fucking stupid if we thought, oh, no way with how many openings do we have to have, Rob, before we're truly just a Star Wars slut?
Yeah, so getting back to about that mystery box thing, I was listening to James Cameron's masterclass today while I was working, and he was talking about the mystery box.
What about Christopher McQuarrie? We're back to Cameron now already? You are fickle. You are fickle.
I listen to all sorts of shit during the day.
Sorry, go on.
Some of it's incredibly stupid. But in this case, he was talking about he said one of the hardest things he had to learn as a director was allowing the audience. It's okay if the audience gets ahead of you in the story. That if they figured it out before you want them to, it's okay because it builds anticipation in the audience. Yeah. Trying to drag it out or drag anything out to try get ahead of them or act smarter than them only creates a sense of like distrust with the audience. They don't trust you, you know, like they can sense it. Like it's I think about that, you know, when it comes to like trying to manipulate things in a way that comes off like a good reveal. Sometimes it's like just unnecessary to show it. I think Lucas was probably really strong at just showing shit. Like, boom, there it is. You know, like, and sometimes you're like, I like if it was a little smarter, but sometimes it just works. Like, I think about like the Darth Maul reveal in episode 1 when Padme just goes, we'll take the left. You know, like don't make a big. You know, you can see some situation where they're trying to like work it out or create some big giant fight scene. They just get past it. I think this episode did the best of just showing what's going on and getting on with the story, like not trying to like overcomplicate things too much, you know.
Did you guys like the fight scene?
Yeah. Fran did. Fran said Duel was fine for a TV show. I actually thought when they I liked very very fan servicey when they opened with the Revenge of the Sith lines, but I was all about it. I was like, yeah, when it happened. And the actual like duel itself was pretty good. I mean, the only thing I gotta say, Darth Vader, what he should have done was when he put the rocks on him, he should have like stood over him and then like shit battery acid, whatever he shits, like out onto it. Or like something, because just
and he
like,
says,
just giving the oral knots room for
and he says, don't be fooled by the rocks that I've got. I'm still Jennifer from the block.
Obi-Wan, don't piss on your aspirations. And he turns around and right aspirations, Obi-Wan. Aspirations. Like he's like, you hear, I can still hear you.
I was waiting for who has the high ground now, bitch.
Yeah, I was waiting for a high ground reference. I'm like, you think he's gonna throw that?
That would have been so funny.
There was the hello there, right?
Yeah, I said that already.
Okay,
you know,
I'm behind.
Gosh, Max.
No, but that was
Max. James Cameron said it's okay to let the audience get a little ahead of you, and then
and then because then they trust you.
But I already said that though.
I
This
know,
case
but
you're behind.
I'm like letting the audience, you know.
You're trying to snide on James Cameron. Didn't work this time, Jason.
Listen,
Better
Max.
Who's James Cameron?
Max,
Yeah.
listen, Max.
It
He made
doesn't matter.
he made Avatar 1. He made Avatar 2.
What's
He did
that?
He made
Piranha 2, The
Avatar
Spawning.
3. He's gonna make Avatar 4. He's gonna make Avatar 5.
What the fuck is that?
And I heard a rumor today, just today.
It's like
What's
Boba
the-
Fett
No,
with special effects.
I heard a rumor
you
today.
know?
What's
Like-
a rumor?
Avatar 6.
You have a broken
Yeah.
heart.
Sorry.
Hey, that's
But,
called A6.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they saved it for. I think they saved it for saving it for the moment was good. Also,
That was good.
Yeah, I knew that something was going to happen slightly different than what I had heard about the T-16 when Owen threw it down on the ground and then it never got picked back up by Owen. Like Owen didn't take the T-16 with him in the first episode. And I was kind of like, well, how does it get back to him? You know what I mean? I was kind of like, how does that work?
Yeah.
But I did like the resolution better of Owen getting what he wanted, so he gave Obi-Wan a little bit of what he wanted. It kind of made him kind of a fair guy. It kind of doesn't make sense, but there's a logic in the fairness in the logic.
Like you want to meet him?
I feel like right after the hello there, he's like, you can bomb the shit out of some womp rats with one of these. I like murdering womp rats. Yeah! He's a hillbilly kid.
He's like, you know what? Your sister's an asshole. Just kidding.
Abdul says, I'm sorry, Jason, but I have to use a bad language word. What? On this show? I love the episode. They missed Padme Qui-Gon motivating Obi-Wan and one thought as you do, but I still loved it. But, and then he's mad at Theory. Okay, yeah. Theory's to see what he's going to do. Joel says, I loved it. Good shot, Jensen. Timmy says, excellent episode. Ben Bamboo says, wasn't a fan of the series, but this was the best episode.
Agreed.
Star Wars HD.
Yeah, I would agree.
Also, did the Force
100%.
sensitives getting killed, get cut? No, we never knew how many of them died. Like that's what I was saying. It was
They were evoking.
was that? Well, no, those were the Padawans.
Just kidding.
But the partisans and the Force sensitives on Jabin, I'm like, they filmed them. I'm like, I don't know if they all die. I don't know how many die. Like there's like film and action all fucking day. So it's like it's kind of hard to go. What's the score? I don't know how many make it out, how many didn't. So at the end of the day, I still don't know. I saw it and I still don't fucking know how many died and how many lived or whatever. So Blake says, wow, such a cool episode. My tiny complaint was there was no Star Wars music in the final duel. The final duel music is actually really good, I thought, actually. I think over time it's going to become appreciated because it was good, but also they played Leia's fucking full theme. They fucking did it. They fucking did it, Blake. Give it to her. Give it to her. Give her that one. But no,
cute.
The actual they made a new theme for the duel. It was Duel of the Fatesy, but at the same time, you run up against the fact that it nobody's John Williams. So when you do your own version of John Williams, it's like me going, "Hey, I wrote this new song." It's very Beatles-esque. And then
More
it's
like
just some
Duel
jangly
of the
guitars.
Fakes, Jason.
Duel of the Fakes. Ooh, that's what we'll call the song from now on. Duel of the Fakes. I like
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
But
Now you're going up against John Williams, you're going against one of his best musical pieces of all time.
yeah.
So I mean, there's really you're just kind of fucked. I mean, you do the best you can, so it's not bad, but you're not going to beat Duel of the Fates, so don't try.
So I'm curious. I mean, obviously there wasn't a lot to nitpick on here. I think they really got through the stuff very fast, which is my nitpick. But I think that if they didn't allow things to brew long enough to become annoying, which I think was actually like wisely done. But like Roberto Blues says, strong final chapter. I was very critical of the entire show, but damn, this one was wrong with the Force. So it's like I kind of feeling like the last episode gave everybody kind of like what they showed up for from the start. So all of the other stuff, I think maybe people were like, well, I came for this stuff, and you give me this stuff.
No, I'm not giving him a pass for the other 5 episodes because this one was good.
I still think the 5th episode was the best.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to part ways now. No, I mean,
yeah, I think the 5th episode had all of the character moments like coming together. But I also would say you don't get to 6th episode. I mean, obviously they go in order, but the 5th episode is what set up this as a home run on the T-ball stand for him.
And the 5th brother.
See, to me, the 5th episode was the biggest letdown.
I think they cut the 5th brother stuff. They cut 5th brother's content as well.
He was just in a bed, going revenge.
He was going. Oh, Reva. He's like mopping up the floor from the 3rd episode. Reva. Oh, God damn it, Reva.
I'm the best.
Hey, 5th brother.
Third sister.
5th brother.
Like,
what motivates your hatred? Oh, Reva, she pisses me off. It's like, guys sucked. Thomas Shane said, also, I'm glad they didn't use the hello there earlier. I like where it was placed. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was worth it. Griffin Campbell says, so jazzed right now. That was exceptional. Could have easily been stretched into 2 hours, though.
It would have been.
Yeah, no. No,
that's what she said.
I wanted long. I mean, I wanted.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. Sorry, Max. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Nathan says, now I can move my hype onto Andor.
Oh no, you have to watch it again.
No, that's okay.
You know what?
If I watch it, none of you will be able to watch it. So I'm letting you all watch it.
Oh, because we only have one copy and it's communal.
That's how it works. That's how the internet works.
That's Making Star Wars VHS.
Yeah.
Blake says that broken mask scene was probably the most emotionally intense scene since the immolation scene in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. In Ewan's, I think like the special effect of him in the suit and all that stuff. I know Mohawk, it was cool, but it comes. But Ewan put his back into it.
No lie, the emotion between those two was what I was hoping for with Revenge of the Sith. So
look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker.
What?
Jason, I guess you were wrong about Palpatine showing up. I guess I just should have fucking kept it all to myself, Justin. At this point, I should have just shut my fucking mouth and not said anything.
Justin's your biggest fan, though.
Even though I fucking said, I was like, I don't think so, 1%, but I would love to be wrong, Justin. But here you are.
Yeah, he's always welcome to watch Mike Zero instead.
I'm busting Justin's ass, but seriously, Justin, fuck you. Thomas says, I didn't know.
I just want you all to remember that. Hold on, no, you're trying to blow right over that one. I just remember that when people say I pick fights with the chat, just remember that.
Oh, I'm not picking a fight. I'm trying to murder him. No.
I get it.
Oh dear.
Dude, I'm pretty sure after this, Aunt Beru got into fighting. Like street fighting, all kinds of fighting.
I loved the fact that she slapped Reva.
Yeah.
Or whatever she did.
Like, okay, all right. Beru kicks some ass.
I'm writing fan fiction where Beru slaps the Tusken Raider that was like Boba Fett's big sister in the other episode, in another show. Yeah,
I was hoping she still had Anakin's scoop toy. Remember that scoop toy he has? The little scoop with the ball scoop. She pulls that out and throws a ball. Pow! Whacks her in the head.
Oh no, X-Wing is still not happy, but he loves Taco Bell. Baymax says, can't wait for God Kenobi Force Rock shower memes. Yeah, it was.
Look, if you hated the series and you hated this, everything sucked for you. Aeronauts is putting Larry out soon. And I guarantee you that's going to be fun. 100%.
Yeah. For X-Wing says, this was a loss for me. Sorry, brother. All the love. Hey, you gave it the old college try. No, I mean,
for you.
No, it's yeah, but I mean, it does suck when something doesn't work for people. I had a good time. I liked it. So, but yeah, that's like, hopefully you like Cassian. Tyler Brusso says Qui-Gon did look like he's been taking some death sticks. I mean, he did get older as a ghost. He did get older as a ghost. It's a fact. Ben says, as I said from the very first time she appeared on screen, Reva's flip was telegraphed and predictable. Entire tough guy front, she tried to push most of her time on screen was never convincing. If you watch the series, she like literally actually comments on that to Leia. She literally says, "The more confident that you appear, the you know what I mean." She actually explains that. Blake says, "Do you think Qui-Gon's final words lead to a season 2?" He said something like, "We have work to do." Yeah, I do. I mean, Qui-Gon saying that, Roken saying, "I'm just getting started," Reva needing to find a job in this economy. You know, there's a lot. Kumail Nanjiani, he's gonna Haja, he's gonna become like, I don't know, a space comedian. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna have to do something.
He becomes Max Rebo. He drinks too much colloidal silver, turns blue.
Yeah,
You know?
that was maybe the only thing
Yeah.
I would have
Yes.
I would have the only things I maybe would have liked at the ending, if I got enough, but it's something I could have asked for more of, is I think it like if Haja had been on Alderaan with them, if he had become like a equivalent of court jester, so to speak, because he promised Kenobi he'd get her there, and then he did. And so he did do it, but then we kind of don't see him again. His ending was good though,
Yeah.
so I'm like fine with it. But also could have used a little R2 and 3PO, just often, you know, more than I could have used R2 and 3PO at the end there, as
Really?
opposed to serving
So-
hors d'oeuvres in the earlier episode. But
Did
it's okay.
did Kenobi sell the ship to buy his hut? Is that what he did?
I think
He didn't just leave the ship lying out in the desert.
maybe it's a
did he?
transformer.
And I was right. She just could have buried. There's a lot of lightsabers buried
Yeah.
out there in the Tatooine sands. Like,
I
I
think
was
that's
not-
actually
And
his
he
house
did
is
speak,
actually
all right.
Watto's summer home. So
Maybe Luke walks out there and picks it up, goes, "What's this?" and turns it on, blasts his head off, and dead the
he
clone
should
him.
walk.
I'll be
It
right
would be
back.
funny if he dropped the ship off to Watto and he goes, "Hey, it's Noob," and he goes, "Looks like Oldie to me." Ha 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 ha. Like, oh, you fucking pun motherfucker. Like,
Baymax says, "I wanted the Vader fight to last longer. It was great, but I wanted it longer. When they talk about the mask is broken, Hayden was great. I killed him was awesome. Ben saying goodbye to Leia was," and then I think he says it was funny. I think that's I'm face blind, so I don't know what that means. Randall says, "I feel like I will now have a new rewatch order of Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan, and A New Hope that I will do constantly." Yeah, you could throw Rogue One in there too if you like that one, but I don't know if you do.
you know, if I'm going to do a minor nitpick, and I
Yeah.
think Rob will agree with me on this one, if you look, especially at the movies, you look at the endings. There's no dialogue at the end. It's all visual storytelling. And I think they would serve themselves better to cut out some of like the, you know, "Hey, Obi-Wan, what took you so long? I've been waiting for you." It kind of, you know, let's
think
come
it's-
on. We got a lot of work to do. And
It's checkboxy.
I think I think it would be way better if like Qui-Gon just, you know, Obi-Wan's meditating and you see Qui-Gon appear and they fade out to the next scene.
Well,
And then
I
you
agree.
have
okay. Let me ask you this though.
Post-credits. The Qui-Gon probably should have been post credits.
Well, let me
yeah.
ask you, James. Like James, though, don't you think maybe if in Return of the Jedi, maybe just maybe would have been a little bit better if at the end, like Luke looks over and his dad smiles at him, and Obi-Wan goes, "We're friends now," and then Yoda goes, "We're all cool. Like everything's cool. We're all cool." Wouldn't that have been better if they had said that?
Fuck yeah.
Instead of just like just doing it with their smiles in their eyes, you know?
Yeah. The wicked lets out a yub nub randomly, you know, just sure. But yeah, I mean, you could have done all that stuff without any dialogue. Even like the end with the T-16 and stuff. You could just have like Obi-Wan show up and like, you know, Baru kind of nod to Owen and Owen's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And you could do all that visually without having to telegraph.
I'm
it
going to
like
be
we're
honest
all
with you, James.
morons. Yeah.
We live on an internet full of morons, and if you don't fucking tell them exactly what they're supposed to believe, they get very confused and they don't do well with subtlety, and then we get stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that is the thing about this one that I think has thrown a lot of people, because it is a different genre technically than what the films are. You know what I mean?
Because it's TV.
because it's TV, because of its format, because it's not serialized, it's not doing wipes, it's not doing fucking John Williams little fanfare. It's completely it's a drama, it's a character piece.
It's
And
visual
so
storytelling still, regardless. I mean, you could still do
Probably
it on
shouldn't have
TV.
started the
Oh,
series
James,
off with a montage of the films, though, Jason. You know what I mean? If you want to
Yeah.
get around it, like,
no, that's
Yeah.
because that the montage. The montage is fucking skippable in case you don't know what the fuck's going on. The montage isn't
the whole
really a
thing's
part of it.
skippable, Jason. I mean, if we could just hit a button, it's over. Boom.
No,
Look
you're
at
being
that.
ridiculous
What?
now. No,
I am being, but I'm
no,
on the
no.
internet.
No, it's that part
Hey,
of
Ryan.
it. That part of it. No, but that part of it's not really that's not really a part of the show. Like they didn't write the montage out when they sat down to write this. Like, here's how the montage goes. That was just to inform. That was cut together to inform people what the prequels were if they don't remember or haven't seen it or whatever.
We did get a little montage in this episode, though, when Obi-Wan's thinking about the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little montage going there, so
Yeah,
threw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, but he's saying that they showed the film, so therefore the genre must conform to the genre that it referenced. But I don't really agree with that.
Well, you
personally.
want consistency. I mean, if it's the same story and the same
Well,
characters.
if we wanted consistency, James, they would need to make it a movie.
I wanted to make it a movie.
I
and
know.
I will still stand by that.
Yeah.
That, this would have been better served to have been a movie.
Because I agree.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it would have been a better long movie.
Mm-hmm. I think it's too big a story. I mean, like when Moff Gideon lands in Mando with the stormtroopers and they surround the bar and they got him trapped in there. That really works with Mando. When you see that in the 5th episode of this show, where she shows up looking like she's on a Lost in Space set from the 60s with 10 stormtroopers to storm a base, when she's got Vader's Star Destroyer in orbit, it looks like you didn't have the budget to do the story you wanted to do. So if to me, it's like, go big or go home. If this is the story you want to tell, then tell it. And if it requires you to do a movie budget to do it, then do it. And if you say, well, we want to do it as a TV show, but we don't want to cut back. I mean, to me, it's like, well, what are you doing? You got to decide what.
I don't know, Brody. I know your grandma said, what's the line that what does Brody's grandma say about just not true. Anyways, I get where you're coming from.
Do or do
I do
not.
agree.
There's no try.
I ultimately would have preferred this iteration as a film, but
would have been way better.
But it's also, if it had been a film, it still would not have been the same genre as George Lucas and what he was doing. It still would be ultimately a character piece, and it wouldn't have been episodic Republic serial. Like, there's no fucking throwbacks. There's no Republic serial throwbacks in any of like there's no wipes. There's none of that kind of shit. And everybody's like, where's that stuff? It's like, well, it's not doing that.
Well, Rogue One, I would say, is of the same genre.
You really? No, I don't. I actually disagree.
You don't think Rogue One matches up with the tone and the feel of the movies?
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually,
in what regard?
Actually, kind of in a large way. Once again, it's like, to hit back on the like Republic serial shit.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a little fanfare at the beginning that doesn't fit the rest of the movie.
Visually, I don't think any of the newer movies fit.
I think it's a different. I think like Rogue One is a different thing. Like, I mean, it's a whole other conversation, but I don't think what Rogue One is doing and what George Lucas did were the same tonally. I think that they like, people who like this cheese will like that wine.
Yeah.
That I agree with that part of it. But the problem is that Kenobi has all of the elements of this other genre piece that was a film, and then they take it and so I just think that like it makes it hard to look at it for what it is, for just on its own merit about what it's fucking doing. If we had never seen anything from Star Wars before and you just watch this, I don't think most of the gripes that people have would be the gripes that they have.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, I give Mando a pass because I don't expect that kind of story treatment for Mando. But when it's Vader and Kenobi, that gets gold standard to me. And so Mando can do that small scale stuff and get by, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. 10 stormtroopers show up and it's cool. But when it's Vader and Kenobi, it just looks like we're doing low budget.
You know what though? I'm gonna challenge you on that one a little bit.
Okay.
One of the best sets they ever made was Echo Base.
Yeah.
And fucking 8 stormtroopers, maybe. Less.
But you get AT-ATs landing. You get a whole battle going.
I know. I'm saying there's a huge disconnect between what
and you get
all the
stormtroopers too.
Yeah.
Forget about the Klansmen.
What I'm saying is like 50 buses to ride for the show, but then like 6 guys came out.
I mean, well, it's called January 6th. What are you talking
about? No, with that, I got the sense that you were seeing a small part of a larger story. Mm-hmm. So I got the impression that where you're seeing Vader storm through the base with 5 guys, it wasn't like everybody else is waiting out back for them to report in. Right. I assume everybody's fanning out across the thing, and Vader's like, "You 3 guys with me." So I'm not expecting Vader to be followed by 5,000 troopers. So no, I don't agree with that. I see where you're going with that.
I'm just saying, it's
It's
I don't know. But at the end of the day, are we aware that it's a set that's about 200 feet wide? Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We can tell.
I have to say, like, the whole I probably said this before, but it's so clean, and the lightsaber fights, it's so vivid compared to what we got in the original trilogy. It was just dimmer and
I mean, it's that
it's a little not jarring, but
it's modern.
Yeah,
that's where it's once again. This is where it starts to, I think, throw people.
It does.
Who are looking for, like, if you're looking for the old film, but you're getting, looks like TV. It looks like new high quality TV.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean,
add a filter.
Add a filter, Chow. What the fuck are you doing? Haven't you ever used Instagram, Chow? Come on.
Brain. Yeah.
I was listening to a conversation with the editor of Top Gun on Light the Fuse podcast, right? Mission Impossible podcast I listened to. And they were saying how, like, on the opening sequence of Top Gun Maverick, that they had to go back and ignore the re-release of Top Gun and get an actual film print of Tony Scott's original Top Gun release and really recreate the film grain effects and the color timing and everything in post and not overdo. I guess they overdid the film, like, on the first pass on it. It was like really fucking crazy. But
as in it looked too new and modern as opposed to like Top Gun.
As in it looked too grainy. Like it wasn't as grainy as you remember. Like and the colors weren't as saturated as you remember. But funny part about that opening, right? Just a little tidbit. That initially was going to be a flash forward to right before they go to that final mission. But
this motherfucker's still going at it right now.
What?
Jason, weren't you the one that said Palpatine wouldn't show up? Jason, hold on. Jason, weren't you the one who said that Obi-Wan would live in a cave? Aren't you the one who said that he would drive his Eopie down to do a space whaling job? Jason, weren't you the one who said that when Princess Leia gets captured, that he's gonna have to go and Justin, I told you fucking 900 accurate fucking things, and I told you that one thing I didn't know. I said I don't think so. Seems very unlikely, but I would love for it to be true. If you ask again, I'm gonna fucking ban you.
That was actually Darth Sidious, not Palpatine, so technically you're still okay.
But I really don't. Mark said people are shitting on Joby Harold, but I feel like he already had a tough job navigating around canon. He restricted a lot of things. Story doesn't break canon, so he did a fine job. It's kind of
in the new Transformers film, so like you'll get another.
Well, go fuck that up all you want. It can't make it any worse.
Wait,
Yeah,
it's got what? Rise of the Beasts. What could go wrong? What?
The beasts don't actually
Sure.
rise, and it's just called that. Dell
It's
says
got
he
rise
did.
in it.
Yeah.
Strike one.
But yeah, I don't think I think Joby Hurl did a good job, and also there's like, I mean, if you want to start going on pointing fingers because that's what you do, I mean, you know, you got a lot of other writers you could go pick on too. I mean, if that's your thing.
Andrew Stanton, Stuart Beattie.
Yeah, anybody you want to point the finger at the show, I mean, I think it's Deborah
Justin.
Chow. Any problems the show had, go back to her. I don't see any problems with the writing or anything else.
Joby's the showrunner, though. Like, that's the question. Like, I don't know the balance between the director's input and the showrunner, right? Like,
well,
we don't really
also,
know.
did Deborah Chow get the money she needed?
Yeah.
Can Deborah Chow make Revenge of the Sith on whatever money that they were allocating her? Like, I don't really know. I don't really know why we need to point fingers about anything other than just collectively the whole thing looked too cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh no, that falls on Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Like, just the company as a whole. I don't blame any one person on production. This is the overseeing company that's paying for the product should go, what do we want it to look like when it comes out? We can, you know what I mean? Hey, it looks like this. Enough, you know. Hey, you know that deep fake guy we bought off YouTube? Yeah, we ain't using him. What? All right. Hey, you know that Lee Sin who died in his 20s? Now he's like 74. Like, all right, well, okay. I mean, it works. You can do it in makeup. I'm just, you know, at least they were consistent with it in this series.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say that. It would have been weird if they were de-aging Lee Sin and de-aging Sidious, but Anakin didn't get nothing, right?
Like, yeah. Why am I even talking in terms of the production value stuff? Like the whole thing with like Leia getting chased through the Force, which I think everybody agreed looks silly. Okay, well, you can cut that scene. It's unnecessary, and so that's got to be a director's decision.
No, you can't cut that, James.
Oh my god!
Or you could cut it like to where it looks like it's faster.
Yeah, or the like, you know, we're looking.
I didn't say speed up. Just cut it. That would be so funny.
Do not speed up frames ever.
I know. I didn't say speed it up.
No, things like where Roken all of a sudden just, you know, decides to change his mind like in 2 seconds. You know, I'm not helping you. Okay, fine. I used to have a family.
Oh my god.
That stuff that could have been fixed in editing. I mean, you know, you can write it, but then at the end of the day, you're the one filming it and pacing it.
Sometimes I wonder if that was ruined in editing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so I think that stuff was ruined in editing. All the stuff that I see that people are complaining about are things that you could have fixed, if not in post, certainly in production. I don't see anything where it was like, this was written badly. This was, you know, decisions, and especially a lot of times because the writer, they don't have a ton of time to do 18 drafts of it. And so they're getting as good enough as they can to film it. And you know that going into production that this is still a work in progress. And so you're on set, you're rewriting stuff, you're filming, you do a different take, see if this works. And then when you're putting it together in editing, you make it work. And I think where the breakdown happened is on Deborah Chow's side, not on Joby Harold's side.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, and like I said, yeah, sure, I could be wrong. I'm not there. I don't.
Well, Mark says most importantly, Joby got Obi-Wan off of Tatooine. I believe that happened in all of them. And I think Leia as catalyst, Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine because of Leia, and Reva being an ex-Jedi with a bone to pick with Darth Vader were always the main tenets of the story. To the best of my knowledge. I don't know all of the details on that kind of stuff, but I think that's kind of what Joby sort of inherited.
Was that Stanton's initial pitch? Was he the one that pitched it first?
I don't want to misspeak right now. I'm a little tired. I need to like look through, remember everything that I have on that stuff.
You need to know now.
But first, he pitched John Carter of Mars, and then he pitched this. So.
Yeah. Then he pitched the tent. Hey. No,
hey. But Dice Clay.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't even know if it was a pitch as much as it was Lucasfilm deciding let's do this. We got these ideas, and then giving it to other people. But hopefully they speak on it and they like clarify. Because like I said, like this was like I want to say 2017 to 2018 when that started to become where they were going to take it. And it's been a long time. It's been quite a while. I still thought we were going to get Rian Johnson's movie.
Do you think the reason they changed this to a TV show is that they're just kind of scared shitless after Solo?
That's exactly why. Because after Solo, they realized that nothing is a given. They wouldn't accept the fact that it had to do with that there was only like 5-6 months between two films.
Yeah.
And then you know your guys will be like, well, it's because the Last Jedi ruined the confidence in the friend. No, it's like, no, it was fucking Han Solo, and people just didn't
give a shit.
People, a lot of the people
they didn't know about it.
No, a lot of people didn't believe. They were already like they'd already turned it off because they had already heard so much fucking Star Wars. They turned it off and didn't believe they were doing it that soon. They're like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh shit, like that was the Star Wars thing. And like a lot of people were like, I didn't even know.
They didn't know.
Yeah, yeah, and it was, and like I said, like what do we remember about the Solo promotion, Max?
Denny's.
Yeah, we should remember the Denny's fucking promotion. It should be the last thing that we fucking remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
Jason,
trailer.
you are underestimating the power of pancakes, my friend.
With Pop Rocks on them. Pancakes with Pop Rocks
over
on
my
them.
hammy. Yeah.
Hey, Moon's Over My, the greatest name of a meal ever. There is no greater name than Moon's Over My hammy.
I don't know. The Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity has got something to say about that.
That's
what was that?
IHOP.
What was the Scissor Punch guy's name? What was
Scissor Punch?
James.
What was it?
Scissor Punch.
That should have been a Red Lobster tie-in. Wouldn't that have been better?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So
that would have been the best tie-in ever.
I was currently wasted. What did Palpatine say at the end? He said, "Sleep it off, Charles. Sleep it off." Now I want a Vader Disney Plus show. Jason, didn't you say they weren't making a Vader Disney Plus show? Says Justin. Luke says, loved the EP for Dracula by Jason Ward. Oh no, you mean the episode. My only thing was that Obi-Wan didn't try to save Anakin and redeem them, but that is my being picky. Yeah, he did tell him he was sorry though. He told him he was sorry.
That was heartfelt.
Mm-hmm. That was well done.
He was crying.
Sorry about that.
Thomas says the outfit Kenobi wears at the end is the same one the Mythos statue has. Yeah, I thought so. Mm-hmm. I thought that was like, as I remember, I saw like the goggles, and I was like, I think that's it, which is pretty rad because it's pretty good.
That's a cool look.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of the costumes that Kenobi has are pretty good in this too. I will say. Griffin, so jazzed, slow jazz. Natalie Holt, you wrote some music, it didn't get used. No. Okay. Savage Cabbage says, not sure if you've covered this already, but what was Rogan going his own way? You mentioned something in the last show. Yeah. I mean, he literally says, I'm just getting started. Like, I'm going my own way. I'm ready. Like,
bye, Felicia.
It was the big, it was his bye, Felicia to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, we're going to continue on. I'm not quitting. Shit's about to get real. I'm going to become a fighter. I think he's going to go with the Saw Gerrera's boys now.
Are there any tie-ins to Andor with this series that you know of?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I mean, there was a rumor, but I don't want to touch it because a friend of mine might touch it, but I don't know anything about it, so I'm just going to say no. The General Grievous says Qui-Gon Jinn with a green heart because he's Irish. Peace his pants. Yeah, I thought it was cool though. I did. It's like the Qui-Gon thing the whole time was funny though. Before you even saw an episode, we should have known that Qui-Gon was going to come. Got billions, not billions, but got dozens of stories about this fucking production that were hard to get, and Qui-Gon Jinn was hands down the biggest one, the biggest story of all of them. And it's the fucking most easy given no shit Sherlock things about any of them. And also I don't know this for certain right now, but probably in every iteration of the fucking thing, which is probably how it went. Like, you know what I mean? Because why wouldn't you do that every fucking time? Oh, I didn't think about it. I wrote this shit. I didn't think about it. Like, you're like,
Look,
how do I end this?
My
Oh, that's
only
a good
real
one.
gripe with this episode, honestly, I got one. If I really was like, look, I'm gonna be nitpicky. I really do think you should have said I had the high ground. I know it's a it's a goofy thing, but like he should have, like, because it was such a big fucking deal to that fight. I have the high ground. You can't win. He should have done it.
Okay,
he's
how about
that
this?
petty. This is the guy who says you choke on your aspirations. You know what I mean? He's a punster. You know,
All right.
Rob's like,
All right.
I've got only one thing to say. Sashay, Shantae, Shantae.
Don't even know that song.
You know at the end when Obi-Wan's doing his like little tour, like he's like going all around and stuff. What if he stopped on Dayu and then went back to Flea's house, punched him in the face, threw more spice on him, and it goes, "No, you got the high ground." No,
He died though, right? Didn't Flea die?
They break into Stevie Wonder, start playing Higher Ground.
They can do it.
It all comes together. Yeah.
Fuck, you know what? Fuck you, Deborah Chow, for not seeing that. You piece of shit.
Didn't a flea die?
Pay attention. No
one can kill the flea.
No, I'm very happy with it.
I thought he
needles
got
to you, bitch.
Needles, yeah. Hey, McFly, you in?
What's the matter, Kenobi? You chicken?
Ryan Johnson.
What did you say?
Oh shit! She went for Marty McFly just now to do a trilogy unless we could trade him for Chris or John Nolan or Nolan Ryan. Del Erdman says, "I'll probably die of old age before we get Ryan Johnson's trilogy." Honestly, you want to know what I would say about Ryan Johnson's trilogy that we could probably glean from all of the current information that has come out is that they do want to do a project with Ryan still. It's still like on the table. It's not like crossed off, like it's not happening. We're done with Ryan. Like that didn't happen. They have a good relationship still. But the one thing I would say is you should probably drop trilogy. The one thing that I think they've made very clear is that they're doing films to series. A film deserves another film, that deserves another film, that deserves another film. That's how it would be a trilogy. And it probably, and Ryan might have a trilogy plan, but it will probably be a film. And if it's successful, then it'll be a duology, and then from there.
You know, we talk about them learning all the right lessons. I feel like they learn stuff, but they learn all the wrong shit. Like, don't do trilogies, and they learn from Solo. Oh, don't make Kenobi a movie, make it a TV show. These are their takeaways from their failures, and that's very disappointing.
You're getting a Ryan Johnson trilogy. It's just Knives Out. Like, he went right in and did a trilogy. It's a Knives Out trilogy. You're getting three. They're going to be 3 total.
I'll be honest.
I'm seriously looking forward to it. I'm not even shitting. I really like Knives Out. Like, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I like it too. I don't think Solo: A Star Wars Story actually would have really been any worse if it was in this line of live action television shows right now. If it was on this year's docket of things, I think that one would have been just kind of a lateral move for the most part, because a lot of that stuff, like when you get to the Spice Mines of Kessel don't actually look any better than what we got here. Like, I think it's almost 1-to-1 at times from Roken's base or whatever we want to call it. And but Kenobi is the one that should have been the movie, and Solo should have been the TV show. Yeah. But also, do you ever think about the fact that in Solo: A Star Wars Story, that guy marries Princess Leia in this? That they get together. It's pretty weird, right? A little weird, right? A little bit, a little odd, a little strange.
A little, yeah.
What would have been really odd is if they had de-aged Harrison Ford to, like, 14 or 15, and he walks by Leia and goes, "Hey, kid."
I think for a second I did
fill them boots one day.
for
Fuck
a moment
out of my house. Sorry.
Call me when you're old enough to have a gun in that holster.
Jason, man, Jason.
What? Hey, you started it. Oh, sorry, Max. What were you saying?
Oh, I just remember like hearing that Han Solo had another love interest. I
Yeah.
wasn't interested.
Sana Staros, was that her name?
Her and Kira at first, but then I was like, oh wait, well,
You think you ever accidentally
hello.
called Leia Kira?
Huh?
Why not?
Think you ever accidentally called Leia Kira?
Probably.
Yeah.
Baymax
The
says,
only I do think Kira being Rey's mom would have been the better way to
But
tie all that shit
I do
together.
like Kira,
Like
obviously.
doing the Solo movie and having to be a prequel to the sequel trilogy while they're making the sequel trilogy would have been smart. It couldn't have been. I mean, seriously,
Could
it's
be
better than
worse.
what
I mean,
9 gave us. No,
sure.
it couldn't be
mean,
worse.
why
It would
not? Yeah.
actually give something there. Like
Kira could have become a crime lord, had access to Palpatine, banged his son.
Then
We got Rey.
then Rey would have
And-
been really fucking old.
And thank you, Baymax. Baymax says, smash like
Man.
85 watching, 35 likes. Smash it like Roken's rear got pounded by that Star Destroyer. Thank you, Baymax. Padme should have been mentioned by Ben. I agree. That was Clooney as Palps. Jade says the dark side does wonders for the complexion. You know, he was looking good. I think he was working out, Jade. Ben Bamboo says he wears makeup. You don't need to deep bake him. Well, the thing about it is in Return of the Jedi, Ian is in his 30s. By the time you get to the Phantom Menace,
He's in his
he's
hundreds.
got some serious George Lucas neck old man stuff going on. And then you try to put the makeup on him.
Big Frogger fan.
And then people going, his neck looks weird. They messed up his neck. It's like, no, life messed up his neck. It wasn't.
It's called the Boss Nass.
It's
All
called.
It's canon.
I call it the A+ Lucas gullet.
It's the
That's
Dexter Jetster.
Mhm.
He's got that going.
Potato
Yoda
chips.
Just glancing at it, it says Yoda sucked in season 2.
Tony says Ian McDermott was in the end credits. Yeah, he was. I watched it. Also, something I didn't notice. Did we see all of the younglings in a moment that I missed? You know, the younglings from the first episode, because at the end, I think I saw them all credited. I don't know if it was
I didn't watch
if it was a mistake or if it was like, you know, a flashback moment that I missed. Like
there were snippets
because
And they added
we see Reva as a young child, but I didn't see anybody else with her. So I don't know if it just they were in the shot, they get the credit still. I don't know, but I thought I saw that. Charles says nothing scarier than Palpatine Return of the Jedi. Best he ever looked. One time though, Charles, I did a 16, turning 17 on my birthday, and my drummer brought over LSD and said, "Happy birthday." And I said, "I'll put this in my mouth." I've never done it before. We watched Return of the Jedi, and they put this they shine these lights on Palpatine's eyes and they paint out like the thing that we call the slug. But when you're on LSD, all you can see is the giant slug on the screen. You're like, this movie sucks. It's the whole thing's ruined. I couldn't even enjoy it. Dell says,
how I felt about Return of the Jedi.
If there's hope for season 2, I think there's a ton of hope for season 2. I think there's just so many. I mean,
him and Dexter could finally go on that adventure I've been waiting for 20 years.
Or season 2. Did I say season 3? But
I would actually be down for that. No, not even joking. That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Bring back Jar Jar.
Honestly, Mark, I think she does pretty concretely know, because she literally goes there for revenge. And if she doesn't know, what's the value in going and killing the kid that Obi-Wan's watching doesn't constitute revenge unless you know. And Bail Organa's message is like, he knows about the children. Like, I can't remember the quote exactly, but Bail Organa fucking gives that shit away because he's fucking buckling. He couldn't handle it. He got it in the kitchen. It was too fucking hot for him. Charles says, I can't wait for Avatar 2. I would trade Rian Johnson for James Cameron. All right, Charles.
I don't even know what that means.
It means
you can't wait for Avatar 2. Oh, you want James Cameron in
Star Wars?
James Cameron's making 5 sci-fi films. He doesn't want to make a Star Wars. Like, I get what you're saying. No, I'll take Ryan. Rian Johnson should have made Episode 9. Like, seriously.
Yeah, of course. But I also think Steven Spielberg and James Cameron should just shit or get off the pot and do the Star Wars already before they die.
Oh my God.
No, man, make your own shit.
And, why would they want that headache?
I don't want West Side Story 2. I want Star Wars Episode 10 by Steven Spielberg.
I think it was funny, man. It was so, I'll never forget this, man. I enjoy Robert Meyer Burnett's commentary, but dude spent like all summer last year complaining about big tentpole reboots or ruining Hollywood because he was trying to get a movie made and no one would take his beating. And then West Side Story comes out and he's like, "This is the film of the year, best movie." I'm like, "That's a big budget reboot, you nitwit!" Like, it's literally the fucking thing you've been complaining about. Here you go, Rob. It's okay, you complain. No, you can't. This is weird. Like, you need to make $100-something million remake of a musical. You wonder why no one went to go see it. You know,
Well,
like, I'm not saying they're bad, but
I didn't come up with this, but I heard just somebody say it. I don't know who said it. I just heard it one time, so I know I'm stealing this. But someone was like, people are saying this didn't need to be remade about something that literally goes live like every night and is retold and remade every night on stage. And I was like, good point.
he should have done. Look, if he was going to spend $100+ million to film a musical, it should have been Back to the Future. All right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying he should make a Star Wars movie. He should stop fucking around.
Fairness,
He should have made Episode 9.
Good.
That's going to be. By the way, the bingo cards on me are getting nuts, Jason. I really enjoy and appreciate the fans putting this shit together, but like, you can't just bring up stuff I started saying last week on the bingo card. Like they were like Macquarie. I'm like, I've been making Filoni jokes for almost a year now, and Filoni's not on the card. Come on, man. Come on. Who should have directed Episode 9's going on the center square?
You know what? Because we didn't learn anything from the Filoni jokes, but we learned something from the Christopher.
No, you can't do that on televisions, right? Nothing. We've been talking about that how many times?
Literally in the
no
logo
Huffy
now.
Vortex. No Huffy Vortex.
Huffy Vortex. Yeah.
I heard
Ninja
that.
Turtles. No Ninja Turtles on there.
No Rob's shitty backgrounds. That should have been center square. It's never going away. Whatever.
Qui-Gon was not Liam Neeson, right? Yeah, he was. It was definitely Liam Neeson. Steven says,
old.
how did Reva know Luke was Anakin's son? Because Bail Organa goes, he knows about the children or something like that. If you listen to when the communicator scene with Reva on the ground when she plays it, you can put it all together.
Yeah,
I really feel like if we had a shot, when that communicator goes off, if the camera had been super low to the ground, like it's her eyes, and it slowly pulls, moves into so we're watching it through her eyes and hearing the audio the way she would have, that would have resonated more clear than that. You're just kind of looking at it from top down, kind of shit.
Charles, because
sorry, Max, didn't mean to cut you off.
Because what happened was you had Star Wars films on the docket. It wasn't like, oh, here you go. We're going to just let you make whatever you want this minute. Like, things go in order. Things are budgeted throughout the year. They won't just put 5 Star Wars movies into production because people are ready. They could only do so much at a time. They only had Pinewood at the time. So it had to be made there. It wasn't something that could just happen. But then Ryan started to do his other project, Knives Out, and then Knives Out fucking blows up. And here we are. So I don't think anybody could say if we'll ever get it, but it's not dead, but I don't know if they're ever going to get it. Knives Out, who cares? That $300 million that Ryan got to put Knives Out 2 on Netflix,
400.
that cares. 400. So who cares?
400.
Ryan Johnson cares.
And so
that's a lot of
who
money.
cares? If you don't love a whodunit, my friend, what are you living for, Charles? What are you living for?
And fun fact, Clue was originally called Cluedo. As the truth says, Harloff says, from someone I've trusted in the past, tells me there is a Cal Kestis TV show in the works on Disney Plus. The rumor is that Cameron Monaghan has signed to play the character. Are there thoughts? As a true, I don't want to debunk anybody's scoop. If that is true, it would be news to me. And it doesn't mean Palpatine was news to me. So I never said I know everything, but I don't know anything about it. So I can't back it up and go, yep, or go, nope. But the one thing that I would say is if they were going that way, it seems a little weird that they didn't use it. They didn't maybe introduce Cal in this show, with it. But once again, if they are doing it, probably whole different list of characters and people making it and shit like that. But I also gotta say, there's a video game franchise living right now, and I feel like if they do this, the video game now becomes a slave to the TV show, and the TV show becomes a slave to the video game, and nobody
It's
gets
worse,
to do what
Jason.
they want. That's why I
Jason,
don't think
it's worse than that. And I'll explain to you why, right?
Okay.
The games look amazing. If they make a show and it looks somewhat cheap or comes off corny, it kills the sales of the next game. It's just going to kill it dead in the water.
Yeah.
Like you really like if the developers know what they're doing with the storytelling of their character and their little universe, and when you put that to if you translate that, you carry it onto to live action, and if it doesn't look as good as the game or the game in-game cinematics and the music and all that other stuff, it can really kill the momentum. I'll give you, this is not the greatest example, but it is an example that happened. Was when I got to doing t-shirts, the biggest character they would sell on shirts was Daredevil, and the retro art of Daredevil, right? All the Daredevil art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that Daredevil movie came out, and they couldn't put that dude on a shirt until like literally when Hawkeye came out. Like somewhere around the 3rd season of Daredevil, it started to sell again. But it took almost 20 years. Like people.
Rob, I need you to take Daredevil off. Our studies have found that kindergartners don't like blind people. No, is that what they said? I mean, why? What was the problem?
I don't have a follow-up for your joke, but
Okay.
I see what you're doing.
No, but I mean,
I don't know how to add to this one.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I'm failing improv night tonight.
No, but why?
But no,
why,
it was.
I don't understand. Like,
why don't they? Because when you have a major, when you have a major marketing campaign, and someone goes on there and whiffs the movie, everyone they just consumer bias just goes, oh, that sucked. I remember that sucked. I don't want to wear it. I don't want to be associated with something that sucked.
I've heard enough of you. They kind of put up the hand and just look away.
It's not enough that your team went to the Super Bowl. If they lost it, they got to chuck all the merch, bro. Like it's just.
When you see like some kid in Rwanda or something wearing the shirt from the other team, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I don't love that we live in a world where that's why they have to, but it is that is kind of funny. But Wizard says, I remember way back you were like, I heard Vader gets fucked up. Yeah, I also talked about the mask thing too.
Yeah. To go back to the Cal Kestis thing real quick, I think because Obi-Wan I think is diminishing returns at some point. They do season 2, they do season 3, season 4. I think they're probably looking to do something like bringing that character into the show and then continue on with that storyline with somebody else. I think that would be smart, and that would be a reasonable character to do it with. I don't know if they're smart enough to think about in terms of what that does for the video games, or I think Disney Plus is obviously the flagship right now and takes priority. So if they have to cannibalize the video games to make the TV show work, I think they'll do it, smart or not.
Cannibalize.
Yeah.
I can tell you this: putting Han Solo on a shirt after that Solo movie was not working for a while. Like it recouped because Harrison Ford's cool, but for a good year, you couldn't put Solo on a shirt.
But you could put Solo. Remember?
I wore my Solo shirt yesterday. Actually, I did.
Some of us won't let go of the past, right, Max? I got my cup right here.
I'll never let go.
Wizard says, what could Reva's story been in a hypothetical season 2? Plus, don't think it makes sense for Vader to be in a season 2 because they won't do another rematch. Also, where's Yoda? I agree with you. I mean, like I've said on the show before, in my opinion, Darth Vader going around saying, you failed me, don't fail me, this is your last chance, like enough of, we fucking get it. Like, and I call it Mr. Manager. Like, you could only want to hear Mr. Manager so many times before it's like fucking annoying, unless you turn it into a fucking joke. And it's like that dude in Office Space, who's like doesn't want to turn his TPS reports. Like it becomes a Lumberg. Essentially,
it's also our fear for Thrawn that if you write a character who's like if the enemies are always getting away, how smart are you, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And, well, it's like when he's like, I'm playing chess. Well, it's like, motherfucker, they're playing with lightsabers. Like, you kind of seem stupid in some ways. So yeah, I'm a little bit, like, I don't know.
By the
I
way,
hope it works.
there's some great characters in the Dragon Quest anime based on chess pieces, and it really does work. I never thought that would work, but it works. Just saying. Dragon Quest, Adventures of Dai. People think I'm too pretentious, James. They think I'm too pretentious. I gotta let them know. I'm 80 episodes into Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai, and I'm watching live action chess. Well, not live action, but animated chess figures do battle, and it's great. So I don't care.
Next time we need to come out with our champagne glasses, our cheese boards.
What? Someone said champagne?
So pedantic.
I put pedantic in my fan film script, and someone read it because that's not a real word. I'm like, you're stupid. Wasn't even nice about it. Like, it's literally not even a hard word. 7th grade.
A lot of people don't listen. I'm gonna get to that in a second. What could Reva's story be into? I think she could actually, with her knowledge, end up saving Jedi kids by telling the path of the people involved in it exactly what their methods are, how they do it, and that could help them. And then Old Republic says, what happened to Saw Gerrera? I never said Saw Gerrera was in it. I made it very clear Saw Gerrera was not in it. The partisans were, and you saw them. But he was supposed to be in the show. No, he was never supposed to be in the show. I made that
Never
very.
said Saw Gerrera was in
Jason went girlfriend mode right now.
I said Saw Gerrera's partisans. The partisans are his people. I was like really fucking clear on that. Like, Saw Gerrera was never in it. That, yeah, you can't find me saying it because I didn't. Was Qui-Gon all digital? I don't know. They filmed him. He was there. Andor most likely. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, he could have just been uncredited. I think it was the real actor. No, it was Liam Neeson. Like I knew Liam Neeson was in it because I knew where Liam Neeson was when he filmed this. Wizard Bell knew about Anakin Vader but didn't tell Obi-Wan. So wait, Bell knows? What does Bell know?
Oh, he's got a point there. So if when Bale contacts Obi-Wan, it's like, if he finds out about the twins, he's saying if Vader finds out about the twins, unless you're gonna say he's talking about the Emperor.
Oh,
because if he's saying if Vader finds out about the twins, I mean, that was kind of a weird thing to me that Obi-Wan didn't know Anakin was Vader. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me because he has to know about Vader, and he has to be like,
Bale
who the fuck is this
about
motherfucker?
Anakin Vader, but didn't tell Obi-Wan.
Yeah. See, he might have a point there. I mean, you could probably gloss over and say, well, no, he's talking about the Emperor. If the Emperor finds out about the kids, he's talking about them, not Vader. Because, if he's talking about Vader, that's a big hole that they put up. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it would be a hole as much as that Bell didn't tell Obi-Wan, right?
But then to tell him like that, like he knows, if he finds out about the kids, it's like, no, he would be like, got something to tell you, man. You want to sit down for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't just like throw it out all glib like that. No. So the only way you can work around that is to say, well, no, he's talking about the Emperor, which is fine. Okay, whatever. I still think it's kind of dopey that Obi-Wan didn't know that Vader was Anakin because he, like I said, he has to know who Vader is. He has to know that there's this guy walking around Darth Vader and he's in this big fucking suit.
He sees it.
He knew smart enough to put it together.
The name Vader.
He sees it in the security tapes when Palpatine goes to the Jedi Order. When he goes to the Jedi Order and he like checks out all the dead bodies. Palpatine.
There was some article they put out where they were talking to, like, I think it was Joby Harold about that, and they're like, oh yeah, we went to Pablo Hidalgo and they never like actually said like a justification for it, other than they went to Pablo about it and we talked about it, but they never said like, and it makes sense because of this. They never like actually had anything to justify that decision.
Well, what happens is when they have to call Pablo, they go, when they go Pablo, we go Pab High, and then they just smoke weed and let it go and move on, let him deal with it. That's what happened. That's all. That's my explanation. Dell says Obi-Wan didn't exactly make sure Anakin was dead, so Bell probably thought Obi-Wan knew. Plus, they didn't talk much until he needed to talk. I mean, it is true. It's in a way. I was thinking back to this, like Bell Organa and Obi-Wan. Like, I read books where like Obi-Wan or Bell carries Obi-Wan and stuff like that, like they help each other out, like in deep space and stuff.
When they're drunk.
But yeah, pretty much. But in terms of the movies and stuff, and even the Clone Wars, they didn't really talk much. They didn't really put them in very many scenes together. And when you look at the Revenge of the Sith, he goes in his space car, pulls up, sees Jet Lucas get shot, then saves Yoda. They go to the tent of 4, and then he's just good news. And then the babies are born. I'll take the girl. And then they don't really have a lot of conversations there. But what I would say is that Bell Organa being the guy that he is, maybe you could justify it by saying intelligence that he has gathered over time is why he knows. And he isn't gonna get on the communicator and call Obi-Wan and go, guess what? They clearly haven't talked. So I think you could kind of, but I do, there is a bit of that is a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. It's also a little bit weird that he freaked the fuck out and said that over the communicator too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, that secret we're keeping, I gotta put it all here and just send it out in the universe. No one's listening.
I want to say that the duels felt very original trilogy-esque to me. The Old Republic says, since Rob is a visual specialist, did the visuals hold up for you, Robert? I love the new location of the second fight. Much better than the Compton Hood feeling we got from the first fight.
Compton Hood. Visually, I think it's the best the series has looked. Even some of the Mustafar interior shots look pretty cool. The close up on Vader and his castle did not. The location where they fought though, with the moons and the atmosphere, all that was really good. I thought when he and Beru and Owen are all calling for Luke, I'm like, yeah, that they're on a set that. I get it. It's flat desert. What are you gonna do? But whatever. It's nitpicky. But I think it's the best. It looked and felt. If this had been the first thing, if this episode had been the first thing you ever got from a Star Wars TV show, everyone would be cheering. I mean, that Star Destroyer that's cinematic quality Star Destroyer right there, right? It's a Star Destroyer, it's doing its thing. And so, yeah, I think overall, this looked the best. The Tatooine stuff actually looked pretty good too, all the people.
It did look good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think if it had a little film grain, it would be indistinguishable.
I think I even liked the pull out shot in Vader's castle, which were in the earlier. I wasn't that into it. You know what I mean? I wasn't like we talked about how the outside stuff looked really good, and you got inside and you felt like, oh, now I'm looking at composites all of a sudden. But when it pulled back, I think it looked better than when we were all up in Vader looking weird in the seat in the first one. So
it's that low angle shot when he's talking to the Emperor, where it's really low to the ground, looking up. That was a really good shot. That was really good. Yeah.
Old Republic says, Jason, you are truly a man of your word. Bigger legends don't exist. Thank you, man. Your leaks were pretty much spot on. Keep up the good work. I love following your streams. Love from Norway. Thanks, dude.
Except for that whole thing with Saul Guerrero.
What the fuck? No, but you live on Hoth, so it gets cold. I'll let it go. Ben Bamboo says, and for 10 years, Dell says, whoa, this thing just went all crazy on me. I bet you Rob messes with it and it messes me up, and he's laughing and I'm falling for it every time. No,
I gotta tell you, if I could do that, I'd be doing it a whole lot more often.
It would be hilarious. No, it was doing it before you had those powers. Dell says, you're all caught up. Star Wars Santa is 1.5 hours. Predictions should be scored pretty high today. We could all be on the wall of fame if Santa blows it. All right, Santa, mess it up. Just says the leaks were definitely right. Yeah, like I said, there were a couple of things that I think were right and then ended up being wrong. Which is, like I said, Qui-Gon's voice, no Qui-Gon voiceover. And instead it was him remembering Luke and Leia, which probably was better. Probably, I mean, I like Qui-Gon, and kind of wouldn't have minded that, but I could also see how Luke and Leia being the motivating factor for Kenobi is probably a lot better for him to get his strength back in that moment. Special thanks to Dave Filoni. Yeah, they just say that though. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't like they all work in the same company, but KG says, I think I somehow missed a few. Not sure if okay, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Luke says, well, at least Qui-Gon didn't piss his pants. I wonder if he did BTS of Kenobi.
Celebroni with Dave Filoni.
Oh my
no.
goodness. Hey,
Special
no.
special
hey,
thanks to
Felonious
me.
D.
Felonious D, actually.
Felonious D. Hi.
So there's no confusion. Thank me. You're welcome.
Sure. Oops. I'm sorry.
Why do you get a thanks? Like, what do you do? Like what makes you save the fucking show and get a special thanks?
I make all the runs to in and out, Jason. Don't you know that? Double doubles for everybody. It's on me. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, so that's
he gets in front of the camera and he's all I'll take off my stupid hat so you could film if you give me a special thanks. And they're like, please move your fucking hat so we could film. Okay. And then he does it, and then they could film all special thanks, Dave Filoni, and a stupid fucking hat. Hello there, number one. I bet 90% got that one wrong. I really wanted to put yes myself. I don't remember what we decided. Did we decide yes or no, Rob, on hello there?
For what?
For hello there.
We said no. We were
said
wrong.
no. We said no. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And,
I didn't know that part.
Jason, so you know, he keeps a mouse droid under that hat. I tried to stop him from doing that, but he puts one under the hat. He's got a mouse droid up there the whole time. It's ridiculous. I don't know what I made. Yeah, all the way up, and it's Rick McCallum, not Rick McCallum. I don't know why you keep getting that wrong.
Sorry.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Sorry.
All right. Gonna go back and count my money.
Leave us alone,
Peace,
George.
bitches.
Nolan Ryan says, what a ride. Look up at 3 a.m. to catch after an episode like that. I'm not getting any more sleep. Curious as to where a potential season 2 could go. KT says, there's probably no catching the duck anyway, Dale. Yeah. Ducky Momo is on fire on Star Wars Santa's predictions thing. Ducky Momo is just like, yeah, I wrote the shit. The duck has it, says Dale. Acid True says, it's been a great journey following the links of the show. Really enjoyed it. So thank you for your work. Oh, thanks, man. I am glad that this one was for me good, because I would have been really mad if I had invested as much time as I did and then the show was not the one I liked. Like if I just said I'm gonna do Boba Fett, that's the one I'm gonna really focus on, and I would be like, fucking hell. Jonathan says, why wasn't Qui-Gon's voice used when Obi-Wan was trapped in the rocks? That could have been a voice of inspiration. I think they went with the twins instead of Qui-Gon. That's why he doesn't. I think that was Qui-Gon at one point. I think they went with the twins instead. So, like I said, it's probably a better option, but I do like to be right. So, Dell says, we all gave up and said no. We said no. All right. Hey, AJ, was this series overall a win or a loss? I'm more open to watching it now that it's out. Rob, I think Rob AJ only cares what Rob says. I don't think he cares about anybody else but Rob.
For me?
Yeah.
Is it a loss? I'm not watching it again, but I'll probably, if I am, I'll probably watch the last episode again.
Mm-hmm. So 3 out of 5?
It's a 50-50, whatever you want to call it for me. You know, like
2.5.
I guess there's good stuff in there, and there's a lot of stupid stuff in there, but you know, like I can't tell anyone like this is horrible compared to some. We got a whole series of jack shit happening, you know, like before it. So yeah. I think it ended strong though. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like when it ends strong, I'm like, well, it does make me rethink a few things, but yeah, I still think it's 50-50 for me.
I feel like the whole thing works better watching them together, though. I do think that
you're just trying to trick me into spending another 5 hours with Kenobi.
I think you should let time pass until it's not fresh. I think you should watch it all at once. I think that'll be a good time.
You do realize when we watched The Revenge of the Sith, that's the first time I've watched that since 2005. No. I will let this go a long time.
I mean,
I'm in no hurry.
Yeah.
Okay. Wizard says, since Obi-Wan tells Owen he's going to stay away, I could see a season 2 where Obi-Wan trains with Qui-Gon, maybe visits Yoda on Dagobah, then does some mission with Roken, Ahsoka appearance. I mean, that's all. I mean, I don't know if they would do like the well, I guess the Ahsoka thing I think might be kind of tied more to the Mando timeline, because it would be they would have to like de-age her, or she's not de-aged but she's supposed to be 10 years 15 years younger. It would be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know on that one. I don't know about Ahsoka, but the rest of it I agree possible.
She's
And
on
just
the
before I
whiteboard.
forget, I do want to say, like, I really think this is going to make an excellent Oral Nut series with Larry. So if that's the thing, like, the prequels, the sequel trilogy didn't work, or the prequels, but in the context of the way Oral Nut, she's no, I'm glad we got it. So
Yeah.
and not to shit on it, just they're legitimately funny, you know, like, because I have no interest in watching people just complain about Star Wars all fucking day, let alone myself. So that's why I'm trying not to be that guy. Is like, hey, this is why you shouldn't like it. Fucking, I'm the last guy to tell you that. But I do think like the Ewan's performance. I mean, when him and Anakin in this episode, the hurt in his eye, like, I felt that, and I'm like, you know, like that's what I wanted in Revenge of the Sith. That moment, you know, like not just yelling, you know, you had a prophecy, like just real human emotion. Like I really, motherfucker, what happened? What happened to us? Where we go wrong? Was it Rogue Planet? Is that where we went wrong, Anakin? I shouldn't have let you speak to that Jolly
Rogue
Green
Planet.
Giant. Yeah, Rogue Planet. It was, you know, folks, if you think
I read that book.
Disney's the worst, I'm gonna just let you know there's a book called Rogue Planet. I fucking dare you to read.
I read it. I read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll see you, Rogue One, and raise you a crystal star.
I'll take Crystal Star over Rogue Planet. Has a shitty Photoshop cover. Crystal Star has a Drew Struzan cover. So
okay, if you're pairing covers, if you're judging book
if it has a cover, it's worth buying. That's it. Like, so has a Drew Struzan
save
cover.
the sleeve, toss the book. Yeah.
AJ says your opinions matter as a Star Wars fans. I just really like Rob. We like Rob too. I like the series a lot. So for me, it was a win. But I actually pretty much like the whole thing. Yeah. Like I there was, you know, if you're all about visual, I think if you kind of put them, if you really care about like the story really really hard, and the character work really really hard, and then the visual, I think you kind of come out with it being more on the win. But I think if all of those things must be like stellar, or you're out, like Star Wars is only AAA Star Wars for me because I'm AJ, then it probably won't float your boat.
If you're pretentious like me, you know.
Yeah, pretentious guy.
And you won't. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's, you know, it like I said, it's like the whole thing with for me is that, like, I go like, yeah, it should have been this, or it could have been that. It should have been this, it could have been that. But what is it? And then so I'm just like taking it for like what it is. And what it is I think a really good Star Wars TV show at the end of the day. Should Darth Vader only see his name in lights on the silver screen? Maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Jeff says, so glad they tied just about everything up. I was nervous about a quick finale re-edit to leave strings untied and set up a season 2. Yeah, no, even without that change, they set up a season 2, didn't they? Yep. Or at least they told you what's supposed to come next, which means they don't have to show it to you. But what they're going to do is they're going to tell you all the stuff about what's supposed to come next. Then they're going to do next, and then they're going to circumvent your expectations. Like, you thought Reva was going to go help the good guys. She's back at it again. No, I'm just kidding. But they do like to circumvent expectations for no good damn reason sometimes. Show was good though. Bring on Obi-Wan on Dagobah in season 2. Yeah, I wonder if Obi-Wan ever goes to Dagobah or would go. You know,
it's on the whiteboard, no doubt. It's at the top of the list of things they want to do.
Yeah, Yoda could have helped though. Yoda could have.
It wasn't in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, as a ghost, the ghost man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I meant like in between the movie, like as live? Do we? I mean, he could go there though. It would make
Cause I'm
sense.
Ghost
It
Man
didn't
swinging
happen. I
on the
didn't see it in the, I
stars.
didn't see it in the movies.
Like to go to Dagobah instead of to Mars.
Luis said, "Man, I love this series. Ready for season and ready for season 2."
Oops, sorry.
KG says, "I agree, except say it was a decent last act, episode 5 and 6. Ben Bamboo. I bet to be telling Ben that. Yeah, I think 5 was the one that I really probably enjoyed the most. But then 6, you get all of the like rewards. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it again tonight before I go to sleep. I think. Yeah, but I mean, let me see if there's any more credits because we are at 2 hours now. I think everybody deserves a little bit of sleep. Rob wasn't even supposed to be here, and Rob is here. But tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna make my little notes. I take a little pen and I go, Obi-Wan, I'm watching what you're doing, and I make notes and then I talk about it on the show. And so I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning.
You ever count when they flip frames? Those blaster changes from left to right.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna but for channel members on there, I'm gonna post the link to the stream so channel members could come on tomorrow and join me and give their like thoughts on it and stuff like that. So if you guys channel members do show up, I have no idea what to expect. I don't know if one or if there's like a bunch of you, you just have to make it quick, get the fuck out. But if there's a couple of you, then just hang out with me the whole time. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. I don't know what to expect. But AJ as the most important fan, I don't know, I don't call you a fan, but a friend of the show. I gotta say, you're fine with the budgets as long as it has the fill. I think you might be okay. I think you might be okay.
Good deal, AJ.
But AJ, if you do watch it and it's all wrong, then call me a shill and say I shilled you into watching it and I wasted your time that you will never get back. And on your deathbed, at the very last breath you take, I want you to think, fuck that guy for taking that from me. Because he took that from me. I could have had it. I could have had a whole different life. Butterfly effect. And he fucking ruined it. So, anyways, I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. And one last thing. Del says, Lola says, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm fluent in 6 million forms of communication. Fair enough. And New Covert gives it a score that is off the charts.
Woo.
I think I don't know. I didn't learn for fractions, so I don't know what that means.
It
but
means
anyway,
really good.
Jason Ward is a bigger Disney shill than the Den of Shills. Oh shit.
Ooh.
But all right.
Den of Shills. That should have been our show.
Den of Shills.
I like that. Den of Shills.
My
Dakota rank.
I'm gonna get some big old titties and become Brooke Shills. Yeah,
yeah.
Am I good? Brooke Shills.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara was Brooke Shills. If you
Brooke
go back
Shills.
to SCTV, because she had the knocks.
So, she did. She did. All right.
Great Brooke Shields back in the day. You should go watch that. I'm old, James. All right.
Fuck am I that? Jesus Christ.
SCTV. You're Bridgerton, whatever that is.
Oh shit.
You are the jazz man.
Now
I've gone back to time warp.
We were making fun of James for going to like a Bridgerton dance, but then we saw his smoking hot girlfriend. We're like, he kind of won. He kind of won, and we're like, yeah, good for James. And
I had to hide that photo from my wife so she doesn't think that's like possible in this relationship. It's not.
Now we know how to blackmail you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if it, just always remember,
I like spaceships.
All right, my thing messed up, so I don't know what you guys saw. It is being shitty for me, but we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon. I plan on going live at 11 a.m. That is the plan. If for some reason, I don't know, I could get pushed back. I'm not sure. I don't know what to expect. It's 3 a.m. right now, so we'll see what happens in the morning. But we did it, you guys. We covered the whole pre-production, the production, the spoilers, and then the show. We did it all. We did it.
Yay.
We're done. We can fucking go to sleep now.
On to Andor.
Yeah. People could be like, hey, you said Saw Gerrera, asshole. You said that guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, whose brother sells the tickets, was going to be here, and he wasn't.
You dick.
Where's the beef?
But all right, everyone, good night.
She's in moving violations.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
but she is. She's in moving violations. The Where's the beef?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the friend.
Yeah.
Yep.
and so one moment of silence.
I love you, Wade.
All right,
Gone
Wade.
but not
Fuck
forgotten.
Wade. Oh, Wade's on a shirt. Wade's on a shirt. Bestman Bulletin sent it to me today. There's a shirt with
I
Wade on it.
cheer when he dies.
So
Awesome.
you guys can get that. All right, everybody. It's time.
Get the fuck out of my house.
So rude.
All right. Good night.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships.